When it comes to impressing a girl, most guys start in the wrong place. They think it's all about what they wear, what they drive, how much money they have, or how many followers they've got on social media. But real attraction goes way deeper than all of that. The truth is, nothing is more attractive to a girl than a guy who carries himself with genuine confidence. Not the loud, fake kind of confidence that comes from showing off or acting tough, but that calm, quiet belief in yourself that shows you know who you are and you're proud of it. Confidence is magnetic. It pulls people in without you even trying. It's the energy that says, I don't need to prove anything to anyone. Girls can sense that from the way you walk, the way you talk, and even the way you stay silent. Think about it. Have you ever seen someone who isn't the best looking in the room, isn't wearing the most expensive clothes, but still grabs everyone's attention just by being there? That's confidence. It's in the posture, the eye contact, the smile that isn't forced, and the ease in their body language. Confidence doesn't mean being the loudest guy in the group. It doesn't mean dominating every conversation or always trying to be funny. In fact, sometimes the most confident guy is the one who listens more than he talks, who speaks slowly and clearly without rushing, and who doesn't get shaken when things don't go his way. Girls notice that. They notice how you react when you're nervous, or when someone disagrees with you. Are you trying to defend yourself all the time, or do you stay calm, knowing that not everyone needs to agree with you? And that's perfectly fine. Real confidence shows when you're comfortable with being imperfect, when you're okay with saying, I don't know, or even laughing at your own mistakes. It shows when you accept yourself as you are, but you're also working to become better, not to impress anyone, but because you respect yourself. Girls are not looking for someone perfect. They're looking for someone real, and confidence helps you be real. It helps you speak your truth without pretending, express your opinions without fear, and show your flaws without shame. And believe it or not, that's powerful. That's what makes a girl feel safe around you. Not because you're trying to control her or protect her, but because you're steady, you're grounded, and in a world full of confusion and chaos, that kind of presence stands out. If you want to build confidence, start small. Stand tall when you walk. Practice eye contact, even if it's uncomfortable at first. Speak clearly, not loudly. Take care of your body, your mind, and your emotions. When you set goals and follow through on them, even small ones, it builds self-trust. And that self-trust turns into confidence. It's not about being the best guy in the room. It's about being the guy who doesn't need to compete with anyone. And here's a little secret. When you're genuinely confident, you'll stop needing validation from girls. You won't obsess over whether she likes you or not, because you already like yourself. Ironically, that's when girls become most interested, when you're no longer chasing them, but living your life with purpose and passion. That's what impresses them. Confidence isn't about trying to get attention. It's about having enough peace inside that you don't even need it. It's when you can walk into a room, not wondering who's looking at you, but simply being present, grounded, and fully you. Girls can feel that energy. They don't always know how to describe it, but they sense it. And that quiet strength, that subtle power, is what sets you apart. So if you're trying to impress a girl, don't start with your clothes, your money, or your social media. Start with your mindset. Build your confidence not by pretending to be someone else, but by becoming more of who you already are. That's the real key. Be honest, be grounded, and own your space without apology. When it comes to impressing a girl, most guys focus too much on what to say. They think the right words, clever lines, or flirty jokes will do the magic. But what if I told you that the most powerful way to connect with a girl isn't by talking, it's by listening? Yes, truly listening. In a world where everyone's trying to be heard, the one who listens stands out. Girls are not looking for someone who just talks about himself all the time. They're not impressed by someone who always has a story to tell or a point to prove. What really touches their heart is someone who is genuinely interested in what they're saying. Someone who listens not to reply, but to understand. It sounds simple, but it's rare. Real listening is more than just hearing words. It means giving her your full attention, without checking your phone, without looking around the room, without thinking of your next sentence while she's still speaking. It means showing her that what she's saying matters to you, not just because you want to impress her, but because you value her as a person. Girls notice this instantly. When you listen to her talk about something she loves or something that's bothering her, and you respond with empathy instead of advice, it builds trust. You become different from the rest. When you remember the little things she says, like her favorite book, the name of her pet, or what she was nervous about last week, that's when she realizes you're not like other guys. You're not just trying to get her attention, you're paying attention. Listening also makes you more attractive because it shows emotional maturity. It shows that you're not just focused on yourself, but that you're capable of making space for someone else's thoughts, feelings, and dreams. Girls are often emotionally sensitive, and when you listen well, you give her the space to feel safe, to open up, and to be vulnerable. That's powerful. You may not always know the perfect thing to say, and that's okay. Most of the time, she doesn't want you to fix her problems. She just wants to be seen, heard, and understood. Just being there, with an open mind and a kind heart, says more than 100 compliments. Real listening also builds deep emotional connection. Physical attraction can bring someone close, but emotional connection is what makes her stay. And emotional connection starts with being present. When you're truly there, not just in body but in attention, you create a space where both of you can be yourselves. That's rare. That's what makes you unforgettable. And don't fake it. Girls are incredibly good at sensing fake interest. Don't pretend to care if you don't. But if you do care, let it show. Ask follow-up questions. Be curious about her world, her thoughts, her opinions, even if they're different from yours. Don't interrupt, don't judge. Just listen. Listening is a sign of strength, not weakness. It shows that you don't need to dominate a conversation to feel important. It shows that you're secure enough to learn, to observe, to understand. And in that quiet strength lies the kind of energy that girls are drawn to, because it feels safe, sincere, and rare. When you become a good listener, you'll not only understand her better, you'll grow as a person too. You'll become more thoughtful, more compassionate, and more aware of the world around you. And those qualities, they're incredibly attractive. So the next time you're talking to a girl you like, don't try to impress her with flashy stories or clever words. Instead, be curious, be present. Listen with your eyes, your ears, and your heart, because at the end of the day, girls don't just want someone who talks. They want someone who gets them, someone who listens, not because he has to, but because he truly wants to. And if you can be that guy, you've already impressed her in a way most never will. Comment below for part 3. If you want to impress a girl, here's one super underrated secret: make her smile. Humor is one of the strongest tools you have. And the best part is, you don't need to be a stand-up comedian to use it. In fact, the goal is not to be the funniest person in the room, but to create a vibe where she feels light, relaxed, and happy around you. A good sense of humor shows that you don't take life, or yourself, too seriously. It shows confidence without arrogance and intelligence without ego. Think about it. When someone makes you laugh, you feel an instant connection, right? That moment of laughter breaks the ice, softens the mood, and brings people closer. The same is true for girls. When a girl laughs with you, her guard lowers. She starts to feel more comfortable, more herself. And when she associates you with good feelings, she naturally wants to be around you more. But let's be clear, this doesn't mean you need to try hard to be funny. In fact, trying too hard is a turnoff. Forced jokes, fake laughter, or making fun of others just to get a reaction doesn't create a good vibe. It creates tension. Real humor isn't about performing. It's about sharing. It's in the small moments, a playful tease, a witty comment, or even a goofy story about something that happened to you. It's about being spontaneous, in the moment, and not afraid to look a little silly sometimes. That kind of humor is charming, because it feels real, it's human, and most importantly, it makes her feel good without making anyone else feel small. Another important thing is timing. Humor works best when it flows naturally into the conversation, not when it's forced or out of context. Pay attention to her energy. If she's feeling low, make her laugh gently, not with sarcasm but with kindness. If she's already smiling, add a little spark with a clever line or a playful response. You'll notice that the more you're in tune with her vibe, the easier humor becomes. And here's something guys often miss. Humor and emotional connection go hand in hand. It's not just about cracking jokes. It's about showing that you can see the lighter side of life, even when things are tough. Girls love guys who can lift their mood, who can bring sunshine into a cloudy day, not with money or gifts, but with their presence. And that's what your vibe is all about. Vibe isn't something you wear. It's not your hairstyle or your shoes. It's the invisible energy you carry, the way you talk, the way you listen, the way you respond. A guy with a good vibe makes people feel safe, warm and seen. He doesn't dominate the room. He flows with it. He knows when to laugh, when to be serious, and when to just be quiet. A good vibe is calm but playful, chill but engaged. It's that perfect balance where a girl can feel both excited and relaxed around you. And the best way to build that vibe: be present, be authentic. Don't try to act like a cool guy, just be your best self. Share your thoughts honestly. Laugh at your own mistakes. Be open to awkward moments. When you stop trying to be perfect, you become more relatable. And that's what girls love. They're not looking for a flawless guy. They're looking for someone who feels real, who makes them feel alive. And if you can wrap that realness with a smile, a little humor, and a good vibe, you'll leave a lasting impression. Because in the end, girls remember how you made them feel not what you wore, not how tall you are, but the way you made them laugh when they needed it, the way you stayed calm when things got awkward, the way you turned an ordinary moment into something memorable. That's the power of humor. That's the magic of vibe. And that's how you impress a girl, not by trying to be impressive, but by sharing the joy of simply being yourself. One of the most powerful ways to impress a girl, without even trying too hard, is to be passionate about something. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be music, photography, writing, fitness, technology, business, gardening, or even chess. What matters is that you care deeply about it. Passion is magnetic because it shows that you have a sense of direction, purpose, and identity. In a world where many people are confused, lost, or just drifting, someone with passion stands out like a lighthouse. When you speak about what you love with enthusiasm, your whole energy shifts, your eyes light up, your voice gets stronger, your words become alive. Girls notice that spark, and it's not about showing off your achievements. You don't need trophies or followers to be passionate. It's about your connection with your craft, the way you talk about it, the effort you put into it, the hunger to grow in it. That energy is incredibly attractive because it shows that you're not just floating through life. You're building something, chasing something, becoming something. And here's the truth. When you're passionate about something, you automatically become more confident. Why? Because you're spending your time doing something that brings you joy, helps you improve, and teaches you discipline. It shapes your character. It gives you stories. It gives you focus. And those things reflect in your personality. Girls can sense when a guy is driven, not necessarily by money or fame, but by meaning. A man who has something he wakes up excited about every morning is a man who's going somewhere. And when a girl sees that, she doesn't just see what you're doing. She sees who you're becoming. That's what's truly attractive. Your passion also gives you a life outside of relationships. It shows that you don't need a girl to complete you. You already feel whole because you're living with purpose. That makes you emotionally independent. And emotional independence is rare and powerful. It means you're not clingy, not needy, not obsessed, you're centered. And from that centered place, you invite someone into your life, not to fill a void, but to share your journey. That kind of balance makes a girl feel safe, seen, and respected. Passion also reveals your values. A guy who's passionate about helping others, about growing, about making a difference, shows that he thinks beyond himself. He's not shallow. He's not stuck in just surviving. He's building, creating, living fully. And when you live like that, you inspire others to do the same. You become someone who lifts people up. And that's the kind of person girls are drawn to, not just because of what you do, but because of how you make them feel. If you don't know what your passion is yet, that's okay. Start exploring. Try things, fail, try again. Your passion doesn't always show up in one big moment. It often reveals itself through curiosity. Notice what excites you, What challenges you? What makes you forget to check your phone? Notice what you do, even if no one clapped for you. That's usually where passion lives. And once you find it, nurture it. Talk about it, let it shape you. Because when you grow in your passion, you naturally grow as a person. And personal growth is one of the most attractive qualities you can ever have. It shows that you're not stagnant, not stuck, you're alive, you're evolving. And that's what draws the right kind of girl toward you. She'll want to know your story. She'll admire your drive. She'll feel your energy. And if your passion aligns with her values, something special begins to form, not based on fake charm or shallow attraction, but on shared meaning. So if you're trying to impress a girl, stop obsessing over what to say or what to wear. Start focusing on what sets your soul on fire. Chase that, build that, become that. Because at the end of the day, your passion will say more about you than any pickup line ever could. It's your signature, your identity, your fire. If there's one thing that truly separates a boy from a man, it's how he handles respect and boundaries especially when it comes to girls. You can have confidence, humor, even passion, but if you don't know how to treat her with respect, you'll never truly impress her. In fact, you might end up pushing her away without even realizing it. Respect begins with how you see her, not as a goal, not as a prize to win, not as someone who owes you attention, but as a human being with her own choices, thoughts, and space. It means understanding that she doesn't exist to validate your self-worth, and that just because you like her doesn't mean she has to like you back. That's a hard truth, but it's a powerful one, because once you accept it, you stop chasing, begging, or trying to manipulate her into liking you. You stop measuring your value based on how she responds. You stay grounded in who you are, and that calm self-respect is what often catches her attention the most. Girls are naturally drawn to guys who, don't need to force connection. The moment she feels pressured, controlled, or emotionally cornered, she pulls away. On the other hand, when you respect her boundaries, even when it's not what you hoped for, she sees maturity in you. She sees that you value her comfort more than your ego, and that's rare. Respect also shows in the little things, how you speak to her, how you speak about other women, how you behave when she's not around, and how you react when she says no. Whether it's a no to a relationship, a date, or even just a conversation, a real man knows how to accept that with grace. No drama, no guilt tripping, no games. Just a simple, I understand, and moving on with dignity. That shows strength. That shows emotional control. And ironically, that kind of attitude often creates respect in her mind for you, even if she didn't feel it at first. Boundaries are not obstacles. They're signs of self-worth. And if she sees that you can respect hers, she knows you're likely to respect your own too. That's attractive. Girls don't want a guy who gives up his whole life for them. They don't want someone who becomes obsessed or loses himself trying to get their attention. They want someone who knows who he is, stands by it, and still respects her choices fully. That's what creates trust, and trust builds the foundation for everything real, whether it's friendship, connection, or love. Respect also means not rushing the process. A lot of guys think, if I do everything right, she should like me quickly. But relationships don't work like that. You don't plant a seed and yell at it to grow. You water it, give it space, let the sun do its job, and stay patient. The same way, impressing a girl doesn't happen overnight. You may need time to earn her comfort, her trust, and her affection. But if you're real, respectful, and consistent, she'll notice. Maybe not instantly, but she will. And when she does, it won't be because you tried to manipulate her. It'll be because you made her feel safe, seen, and free. One of the strongest things you can say to a girl is, "You don't owe me anything," and actually mean it. When you say that with sincerity, not bitterness, not sarcasm, but with genuine peace, it shows emotional strength. It shows that you're not here to take, but to offer, not to chase, but to connect. And that's what every girl truly desires. Not a guy who demands attention, but a guy who respects her enough to give her the space to choose it freely. So if you truly want to impress a girl, then honor her boundaries, listen to her words, watch her comfort level, respect her silence as much as her speech, and don't just do it to win her. Do it because that's the kind of person you've chosen to be. Because at the end of the day, real attraction isn't built on pressure or performance. It's built on mutual respect, emotional maturity, and deep understanding. And if you can live by that, you won't just impress her, you'll inspire her. If you've understood everything so far, confidence, listening, humor, passion, and respect, then here's the next level, emotional intelligence. This is the real secret sauce that most people overlook. And yet, it's what makes the biggest difference when it comes to impressing a girl in a genuine, lasting way. Emotional intelligence isn't about pretending to be calm or sweet. It's about understanding emotions, your own and hers. It's about reading between the lines, noticing the small shifts in energy, the tone of voice, the unspoken signs that say more than words ever could. A guy who is emotionally intelligent knows how to respond, not react. He doesn't get defensive when something doesn't go his way. He doesn't explode with anger or shut down in silence. Instead, he stays aware. He breathes. He listens. He processes. That kind of control, not coldness, but emotional maturity, is incredibly rare. And when a girl finds it in someone, she knows he's different. She feels safe. She feels respected. She feels understood without even having to explain everything. That's the magic of emotional intelligence. It's being able to sense when she's had a hard day, even if she's smiling. It's knowing when to give space and when to lean in. It's about asking, how are you really feeling? And meaning it, but it starts with you. You can't read others if you don't understand yourself. Most people suppress their feelings, distract themselves, or hide behind fake confidence. But emotional intelligence requires honesty with your own emotions. Are you angry? Are you sad? Are you insecure? Don't hide from it, understand it. Ask yourself where it's coming from. Sit with it. That self-awareness is what helps you grow. And growth is attractive. A guy who knows how to navigate his own emotional storms is the kind of guy a girl wants during hers. He's not just a partner in fun. He becomes a partner in peace. Emotional intelligence also means communicating with kindness and clarity. If something's wrong, don't play games. Don't use silence as punishment. Talk, share your truth, but do it without blame. Say, this is how I feel, not you made me feel this. That kind of communication shows maturity, and girls respect it deeply. They're tired of mind games, of mixed signals, of emotional unavailability. When you bring emotional depth to the table, you stand out, not as someone trying to impress, but as someone truly ready to connect. And let's not forget, emotional intelligence also helps you handle rejection, pain, and uncertainty with grace. Not every girl will like you, no matter how kind or real you are. But the way you respond to that says a lot. Do you get bitter? Do you lash out? Or do you thank her, move on, and wish her well? That kind of peace leaves an impression far deeper than any compliment. It shows you're not controlled by your emotions. You respect them, but you don't let them define you. And that balance is powerful. Girls are emotional beings by nature. If you can meet her there, not with oversensitivity, but with understanding, you create a bond that goes beyond surface attraction. You become someone she can trust, someone she can open up to, someone who won't judge her for being vulnerable. And when that space is created, something beautiful happens. Real connection, real intimacy, real love. So if you're still wondering how to impress a girl, ask yourself a deeper question. Can I understand her world emotionally? And can I share mine honestly too? Because when you build that bridge between your heart and hers, you no longer need tricks, games, or lines. You become the rarest kind of man, a man with emotional presence. And that, more than anything else, is what she'll remember. Not your looks, not your car, not your words, but the way you made her feel seen, safe and deeply understood, without pretending, without pressure, just by being fully you. Before you even say a word, before you smile, before you ask her name, she's already noticed you. Girls are incredibly observant. They're not just looking at what you're wearing or how tall you are. They're picking up on small, subtle signals, the kind you're probably not even aware you're sending. So what do girls secretly notice first? It's not your looks, it's your presence. The way you carry yourself, your posture, the calmness or nervousness in your body language, the way your eyes scan the room, whether you're glued to your phone or engaged with the world around you. All these things speak louder than you think. Girls are tuned in emotionally. Their brains are wired to detect vibe and energy. If you walk into a room with your shoulders slouched, avoiding eye contact, looking like you don't belong, she notices. If you walk in with fake overconfidence, too loud, too flashy, too much, she notices that too. But if you walk in with quiet self-respect, grounded in who you are, calm, present and real, that's what truly gets her attention. Girls notice how you treat other people before you treat them. The way you speak to the waiter, the shopkeeper, or even how you talk about someone who's not around. If you're kind only when you want something, she sees through it. But if you're kind because it's who you are, even when no one's watching, that's deeply impressive. Girls also notice your self-awareness. How well do you know yourself? Are you in control of your emotions? Do you take care of yourself? Do you respect your time and your space? These things don't require you to speak them. They radiate from you. Girls notice whether you're trying to be someone or whether you're simply being yourself. That difference is massive. Trying feels heavy, like you're performing. Being feels light, relaxed and authentic. And girls can feel that from the very first moment. They can sense if you're putting on a mask to impress them, or if you're comfortable in your own skin. And here's something most guys never think about: your scent. No, not just deodorant or cologne. Your overall hygiene, the way your clothes smell, how clean and intentional you look. It's subconscious, but extremely powerful. Cleanliness, grooming, and self-care tell her that you value yourself, and that you're capable of valuing someone else too. But perhaps the most important thing she notices, without you ever realizing it, is your intentions. Girls have an intuitive radar for this. Are you talking to her just to get something from her? Or are you genuinely interested in who she is as a person? Are you rushing the conversation or trying to create a real connection? Are you patient or pushy? Are you listening or just waiting for your turn to speak? The answers are all in your vibe. You might think you're hiding it well, but energy doesn't lie, and girls pick up on it instantly. If you're confident, kind, honest, emotionally present, and not in a hurry to prove anything, that combination speaks louder than any pickup line ever could. Because in that moment, she's not just noticing how you look, she's noticing how she feels around you. Do you make her feel safe, at ease, curious, inspired, seen? Or do you make her feel judged, pressured, or like she's just another goal to check off your list? That feeling, that first emotional impression, sticks with her. Even if the interaction is short, she remembers how your energy made her feel. And if it felt light, warm, and genuine, chances are she'll want to feel it again. Speak with warmth, not with force. Smile when it's real. Make eye contact that says, "I see you," not "I want something from you." Take care of your body, your thoughts, your words, and they'll take care of the impression you leave. Because the truth is, girls don't fall for what they see first. They fall for what they feel first. And when that feeling is safe, real, and full of calm confidence, you've already impressed her, even before the first word leaves your mouth.